Coronation Street's manipulative Theo Silverton has gained another rival in funeral director George Shuttleworth as he continues attempting to distance Todd Grimshaw from his family. In recent scenes, Theo focused on George, Todd's employer, whom he has always seen as a father figure. The villain could barely hide his annoyance when he overheard Summer Spellman and George discussing James Bailey staying at Todd's. Nothing occurred, Summer reassured Theo, but George added, saying, "Todd's a free agent now, right?" "Good luck to them," Theo muttered through clenched teeth, but a dark glance revealed that he was scheming against George. As he and Gary Windus shared a meal at Speed Dahl, Theo seized the chance to retaliate against George. When Gary pointed toward Annie, George's client who had accused him of cheating her elderly mother, Theo devised a new plan. He approached Annie's table, pretending to be a fellow dissatisfied customer and claiming George had swindled his wife out of funds for her mother's funeral. "He should be wearing a mask and striped jumper, that guy," Theo told Annie. "Same applies to his assistant." Theo's attempting to isolate Todd because he doesn't want anyone else's thoughts influencing him, explained James Cartwright. And so the last person who genuinely listens to Todd is George. He's his closest confidant. Seizing this chance to remove George from the picture is too tempting to ignore. Huge worries for Ben in Coronation Street as Maggie is shaken to the core. Maggie Driscoll was in a total panic in tonight's episode of Coronation Street following Jim McDonald's funeral. Steve McDonald received the shocking news that Jim had passed earlier this month and sought comfort from his new friend, Ben Driscoll. Ben was more than willing to accompany Steve to the funeral, though Maggie wasn't delighted by the idea. It later emerged that she had a good reason for this. She had had an affair with Jim over 40 years ago and had hidden it all this time. Unfortunately for Maggie, she had to finally confront her demons when Steve and Ben returned to the Rovers with two of Jim's old Army comrades, and one of them recognized Maggie as Jim's lover. However, that seemed to be the smallest of her concerns in tonight's episode, as the flustered landlady drew attention from family and punters alike with her unusually erratic behavior. It was son Ben who sparked her panic when he admitted that he had missed his appointment for his heart problem due to the chaotic parking at the hospital. Viewers will remember that Ben had a serious medical scare several weeks ago and was rushed to hospital after experiencing heart palpitations. In tonight's episode, Maggie scolded him for not taking his health more seriously, and it later became obvious why she was so shaken by the situation. Having spent the day lashing out at patrons, Maggie visited Steve and began questioning him about his dad's diagnosis of myotonic dystrophy. Steve had mentioned the condition while drinking with Jim's friends after the funeral, and it had clearly been troubling Maggie ever since. When Jim was diagnosed with the disorder, which causes muscle wasting and weakness, it created a lot of stress for Steve when he learned he had a 50% chance of inheriting it. If he did, then his children would also be at risk. Fortunately, neither Steve nor brother Andy carried the condition. This was little comfort to Maggie, however, who is worried that Ben may have inherited it. In upcoming scenes, it is set to be revealed that Ben is actually Jim's son, and therefore Steve's brother. Knowing this, it makes sense why Maggie is so anxious about Ben's health and eager for him to attend his checkups. But will she manage to persuade him to take his health seriously without revealing her enormous secret? Coronation Street fans say it's going to be in Carla Connor and Lisa Swain family prediction. Coronation Street viewers have shared their guesses on how long they think baby Connie will remain in Weatherfield after Carla Connor and Lisa Swain were surprised by her arrival. As fans of the ITV soap know, following a rocky start to their romance, things started to improve when Lisa proposed, and the couple moved into their first home, number 6 Coronation Street, as the summer came to an end last year. But the shocking arrival of Lisa's ex-wife, Becky Swain, threw a wrench in the works. The detective constable was understandably shaken by Becky's return from the dead, 4 years after she was thought to have been killed in the line of duty. Becky made it clear her comeback was to reclaim her family, and after almost succeeding in splitting the couple apart and persuading Lisa and their daughter Betsy Swain to leave the country with her, the villain was stopped abruptly, albeit in dramatic fashion, as they became involved in a horrific multi-vehicle crash. But with Becky sentenced to 12 years for her crimes, Carla cautiously let Lisa back into her life, and it wasn't long after their reunion that she surprised Lisa by booking their wedding date, April 23rd exactly, at the Chariot Square Hotel. However, before they could say "I do," the couple were stunned by another unexpected arrival. As Corrie fans saw earlier this month, the pair were shocked to discover a baby left on their doorstep. While Lisa chased after the woman running away, Carla brought the baby inside, where she and Betsy Swain questioned who the little one could belong to. Despite being gentle with the baby at first, when Carla discovered it was her brother, Rob Donovan, and prison guard Mandy's baby, and that she had agreed to care for her, Lisa was very taken aback by her fiancé's response. Carla insisted that Connie couldn't stay and said that her grandmother couldn't simply leave her on the doorstep like that. It wasn't until later that Carla revealed her true feelings, sharing with her future wife how she suffered a miscarriage in 2014. She confided in Lisa about once being pregnant with ex-husband Peter Barlow's baby and had been eagerly anticipating becoming a mother to a daughter before experiencing the heartbreaking loss. But it didn't take long for Carla to take Connie under her care, with help from Lisa and their neighbors, even if Sally Metcalf's advice did leave the couple rolling their eyes occasionally. Since her arrival, Corrie fans have been speculating whether Connie's stay will be temporary or end up as a long-term fixture, and some think they've noticed why it might be the latter. After a chat between neighbors Shona and David Platt, @Panatti said, "The use of the word borrow. It's going to be baby central round here. Connie won't be with the Connor Swains for just a short term. It's going to be long term, right? I'm so thrilled if she is." Others, meanwhile, believe they spotted the casting advert for the twins to play Connie after it was revealed they were part of Manchester's The Drama MOB, co-founded by Corrie star Tina O'Brien. Coronation Street fans work out Jody Ramsey's next move after not liking David Platt's scene. Coronation Street viewers have previously shared their thoughts on what Jody Ramsey's next move might be, and it seems they're even more certain following her latest appearance in the long-running show. It would be fair to say that fans haven't trusted the character ever since she first appeared in the ITV soap, before being revealed as the long-lost sister of Shona Platt. Her initial arrival, however, sparked a mystery as her identity was initially unknown, appearing during Corrie's epic crossover with Emmerdale, dubbed Corriedale, which featured a horrific multi-vehicle crash. While not caught up in the accident, Jody was seen tied up in the back of a van driven by Emmerdale returnee Graham Foster, and while trapped in the traffic caused by the smash, Jody seized her chance to escape, and as she did, DC Kit Green pursued her, and she ended up colliding with a tree. This left her among the injured in the hospital, where she found a then-pregnant Shona, who had also been involved in the crash, alongside David, and went on to give birth to their first child together, Harper. While Shona remained in the hospital, Jody revealed herself, much to David's bewilderment as he'd never heard of her before. But she has since been welcomed to stay with the Platt family at number 8, with viewers noting she appears eager to replace Shona in her life by bonding with David. This week, Jody has been seen intensifying her feud with lawyer Adam Barlow, who has been on her case as she continues walking David the dog without picking up his mess. After Adam spotted Jody walking the dog, he quickly gave her a lecture about the importance of cleaning up dog waste. While Jody simply left him with a smile, neither she nor Adam has let the issue go. Earlier this week, David the dog was spotted marking Adam's new car. He was furious, but Jody didn't take him seriously. Then in the cafe, Tracy Barlow noticed the dog behind the counter and threatened to report Jody to environmental health. During the midweek visit to Weatherfield, Adam went to number 8 with a bag of dog waste that had been left on his car and made it clear he knew who was responsible. Jody denied all knowledge and was defended by David Platt. Later, David joined Jody in placing more muck on Adam, only for him to capture them on camera, and he later delighted in sharing the footage widely. But it was following Thursday's March 12th visit to Weatherfield that Corrie fans were once again left uncertain about Jody's intentions, as she was seen spending more time with David. Coronation Street broadcasts on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.